I don't know how this is going to work because I'm going to try to cook one-handed. This is something that I learned to make a long time ago that my daughter's preschool teacher, Judy Lyden, called swamp soup. Part of it's just because the name is fun. Essentially, what I have here is yesterday or 2 days ago, I made a batch of bone broth from a bag of bones that I keep in my freezer. If we eat any meat with bones, I put the bones in that bag. And since this happened, if I had vegetable trimmings like the skins off of onions, I was throwing them in as well. I cooked the bone broth in my Instant Pot with water and a little cider vinegar. Normally I do it for 3 hours. This time I did it for 3.5 hours. And I was working that day, so after it got done, it was my lunch hour. And what I did was I then put it on the slow cooker for another 5 hours so that it would be ready to go when I finished my work day from home. Essentially, what I'm going to do is you'll notice the beauty of this broth is it has pulled the calcium and the collagen and all the nutrients from those bones. And I'm just going to start this soup with, I was thinking about 4 cups of the broth, and then I'll freeze the rest to use for later. One of the reasons that I started making my own broth is that I then could use less sodium than the products that are in the store, like chicken bouillon. The other advantage to this is it's cheaper and we have it on hand. So if there's a shortage in the store, I'm using what I have. Now comes the mystery ingredient. I've kept this in my freezer, and essentially what it is it is a plastic tub that if I had leftovers, I just threw them into the tub and let them freeze, and then it layered, and when the tub is finished, I have enough to make a batch of soup. Quite frankly, I do not remember what is in this, but this is a way that I eliminated food waste, because instead of something rotting in the fridge when I remembered it, I could just throw it in here and I knew that it would make into a soup later. So the thing with swamp soup is it's kind of like that box of chocolates with Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get until you take a bite of it. So let's see if I can dump this in. Okay, I've had that defrosting for a day in my fridge. And I think I have chicken and I have meatballs and a few other things in here. And essentially, I'm just going to cook this in a slow cooker this morning. And by lunchtime, we're going to have lunch. And it will be a soup with everything blended together. And I didn't have to spend any money on it because it was leftovers I already had. Take care.